Remember, the next episode after this is already up live and available to watch now by over 4,500 incredible fans on the world's largest and highest earning anime and manga Patreon in the world. The links are in the pinned comment and description. See you there. These are the best you could find. Really, King Kai? Who dresses like this? So our story continues from the end of last chapter. A day later, Goku, having calmed slightly down after the severe betrayal of Beerus and Whis, and the murder of his family, including the entirety of Earth, would now have traveled to the only family he had left, in the form of his former master, King Kai, given a new set of clothes straight from his storage. Excuse me, Goku, but I'm not a shop, you know. You should be lucky those even fit. They belong to an old student of mine. Guess he must have left them as a gift. Though, I don't remember him being as tall as you. Ungrateful, isn't he, Kai? As also revealed behind, now back to full health, would be Vegeta. Saved by Goku at the last second, now for the first time on King Kai's planet, as he would continue. I don't know what you're complaining about, clown. But I'd say that's an improvement if anything. Whatever. I've got more important things to worry about. Right, King Kai? As Goku confidently would then strut towards a bemused King Kai and let out, what I need to worry about is where Beerus and Whis are. I need to find them now, King Kai. From what you've told me, what they did to my friends, my family, to everyone on Earth. This, Kai, isn't something I can reverse. All I can do now is get revenge. I won't let them get away with this. Never. Revenge? Are you kidding me, Kakarot? But hearing this, Vegeta would now surprisingly take his back off the tree trunk and question, confused. This is Beerus we're talking about, a god of destruction. Do you know what that means? We stood no chance before, and we stand no chance now. Give it up. We have to use our survival to find a way to bring everyone back, not die ourselves. And King Kai, hearing this, would immediately agree, saying, Can't believe I'm saying this, but Vegeta's right, Goku. Beerus is a destroyer, one of the strongest. You couldn't even begin to understand just how strong he is, let alone his angel Whis. I'm a destroyer too now! As suddenly incensed by the downplay of his own powers, Goku would feel the need to prove himself, immediately transforming into his Ultra Ego form, surrounded in purple flame-filled aura of destruction itself. Goku wouldn't be entirely wrong about being a destroyer of some kind. As with a close-up on his face, Goku, with more seriousness than he'd ever shown before, would say, I don't care what you think I can do, King Kai. You never thought I should fight Frieza either. But we all know how that ended up, don't we? As with that line said, there would be complete silence on the miniature planet, as if Goku had landed a mic drop. But internally, Vegeta, watching these strange mannerisms of Goku, would wonder, what's going on here? This isn't like the Kakarot I knew. Did something happen? This energy, it's just like Beerus's. Maybe it's affecting him. But giving off a nervous cough to clear his throat, King Kai would then respond, I know better than to doubt you anymore. You're right about that, Goku. And you do have the power of destruction yourself. Some of Beerus's. But Beerus isn't Frieza. And you still aren't ready, I'm afraid. Then what do you want me to do? You want me to stand around and let him get away with everything he's done? Let him go and do this to others? But such responses from the Kai would just infuriate Goku, as he would snap into a yell, not understanding why he would be held back. But rather calmly, King Kai would say, Lord Beerus would be doing that anyway regardless. That is the job of a destroyer. But when I say you aren't ready, it just means you need to get prepared, to train. And I know exactly who could help you, if you insist on this suicide mission. And immediately, on hearing that King Kai knew of a being that could train them to reach the next level, perhaps even to the point of defeating Beerus, both Goku and Vegeta would have their faces light up with surprise. Wow, Son Goku! Now I really didn't expect you again. As just like that, to everyone's surprise, the scene would change to Goku and Vegeta standing before none other than the Grand Kai, the same being Goku first met when fighting Pikkon in the otherworldly tournament, now years later returning completely different. As the Grand Kai would wave down and say, Hey there! I'm digging the new clothes and hair. But what happened to your eyebrows, dude? I'm hoping you're not here for training, young man. Didn't I tell you in Pikkon you need to wait a few 100 years before you could learn my teachings? Think you've turned up a little early. This old weak man is the Grand Kai? But on first look, Vegeta would be totally unconvinced, thinking inside, I don't sense anything special about his energy. Just, what could this old man teach us? Seems like he's unwilling anyway. But Goku would push on. I know what you said, Grand Kai, but this is an emergency. Things have changed, and I need power fast. My planet, my friends, my family, they've all been taken away from me, and I need to find the person who did this to them and make them pay. Revenge? That's unlike you, Son Goku. But even the Grand Kai would sense a change in Goku's personality, this never being expected of the Goku we knew, but regardless, he would add, But by the look on your face, you must be serious. Something gnarly must have gone down for you to be talking like this. With that said, the Grand Kai would then abruptly jump off his red sports car themed seat standing before the two Saiyans, as he would continue. Listen though, a Kai must stand by his word, especially a Grand Kai. As it stands, both you and Paikon will need to wait if you ever want to be trained by me. The kind of power I give with my teachings can only be taught with age, unfortunately. But I do have something else for you in the meantime. As turning his back to the two, he would continue, Follow me, you two. Speaking of age and time, I have just what you need to 10x your power levels. Though, dudes, this is not going to be easy. Behold! As not long later, the Grand Kai would lead the two to a strange area, where before them a giant pyramid on its own would exist, unfamiliar to the two Saiyans, but perhaps maybe familiar to us. As the Grand Kai would then say, Looky here, this thing is what I call the Grand Pyramid of Power. One day on your planet should equal about 10 years in here. You'll be able to get plenty stronger just by yourselves, even without me, the both of you. Just remember to not stay too long. There's a few poor souls who never did end up making it out of there. So come out before you grow too old to even move your bodies. But soon, ruffling in his pocket, the Kai would add, And oh yeah, before I forget, dudes, I have a feeling this person you're trying to get revenge on is going to take more than just training. You guys will need all the power you can muster up together. Yeah! As right in the Grand Kai's hands, surprisingly, would be a pair of Patara earrings, but not just any, a pair of black ones. Which he would then explain You've probably seen these before. I heard you two had to use them to fight some margin monster. But these are another class. They call them the Angel Grade Patara. With these, you won't ever defuse until you feel like it. No time limits at all. So take them off when you've finished the job. Amazing! You're the best, Grand Kai. I won't ever forget this. Goku, finally smiling a little, would then take hold of the Kai's offer, obtaining the Black Patara immediately. And before long, with no time to waste, Goku and Vegeta would move towards the pyramid, not knowing what would come once they entered, and whether they would both leave the same people, let alone whether they would leave at all. Soon reaching the giant doors, as Vegeta would just remark, Alright, so I guess the training begins. This is going to feel weird going in with you, Kakarot, instead of Trunks. And like that, the doors would creep open, revealing a bright white expanse. And without fear, the two strongest Saiyans of planet Earth would indeed step in step by step together. Haha! Look at this, Vegeta! It's just like the hyperbolic time chamber. The gravity's even stronger too. This is perfect, huh? Stop your blabbering, clown, and get ready to fight! Every second counts if you're really wanting to get stronger. Plus, I'm not fusing until I have that same form as you! As now having entered, Goku would be all smiles, in the process of slowly removing his jacket, while Vegeta behind would coarsely throw to the ground his Saiyan armor. As following the prince's words, almost in a throwback to the Buu saga, Goku and Vegeta would then transform into Super Saiyan 2, their hair golden and blue lightning sparking everywhere, as Goku would whisper, "This brings back memories, huh? I wonder if I should hold back this time as well, Vegeta." Do whatever you want, Kakarot. By the end of these 10 years, I'm the one who will remain standing, just like last time. And with the talk done, the beginning of one long training arc would start for the two Saiyans, both rushing in at each other like golden meteors ready to collide. Kakarot! Fights every day, the battle-loving Saiyans truly in heaven, exhausting themselves to the limit as they would leave each session left on the ground with drops of energy left. Their powers remarkably equal when in the same forms. But that would not be the only training the two would partake in. With time passing by, the days turning into weeks and the weeks turning into years, Goku and Vegeta would find themselves training with weighted garments, both now as Super Saiyan 3s of course, handstands, push-ups, plentiful food for re-energization, and of course, plenty of sleep to ensure their recovery and Zenkai boosts were optimal. Vegeta! Kakarot! And things would begin to bear fruit quickly from such a regime, as Vegeta would find himself unlocking the Super Saiyan God form also, all by himself without the need for 5 righteous Saiyans. You're getting complacent, Kakarot! The gap between us has closed completely! How are you taking the energy of 5 Saiyans, including me, and still already caught up? You really are a low-class Saiyan! Don't ask me! I don't even know how you got this form! That's not what Shenron said! And in between fights, the two would solo train as well, meditating Piccolo style with all that time they had to themselves. Time to reflect on their loved ones they lost, and also the best way to honor them. But eventually time would pass to the point the elite Saiyan Prince would unlock yet another form to match Goku, his eternal rival. How's this, Kakarot? This form almost seems more like my style than yours. As finally, Vegeta would unlock the Ultra Ego form as well, a grin on his face as he immediately senses his natural affinity. As expected of you, Vegeta, you really just can't help yourself from trying to one-up me, can you? I'm glad. Now we'll really be ready for beerus. But a grin would come to Goku too, as he would suggest, but you're new to the power of destruction. Let's see how you really compare. You ready? Is that even a question, clown? I guess not! As once more, the now destruction-powered Saiyans would hurtle straight for each other. instantly engaged in battle again, the two looking like they were really enjoying themselves. But more years would go by as time would tick by, and in a smoldering landscape of debris and smoke, Goku and Vegeta would remain finished with most of their training. And it would be at this point, Goku would address Vegeta with excitement. Well, what do you say? I think we've done more than enough training by ourselves now. We should start training as Vegeta now to get used to him. He'll be our only shot at taking out Beerus.
You're still going on about that?
But on hearing this, Vegeta, despite all these years, would still maintain his reluctance to fight Beerus again, saying,
I told you, Beerus is not to be taken lightly. We're stronger for sure, but do not underestimate him. You don't know him like I do, Kakarot. Our main priority should be bringing back everyone. Got it?
And for a moment, Goku would literally say nothing, neither agreeing nor disagreeing until... Yeah, let's fuse first and see from there. Before then handing over one of the angel-grade Potara.
I'm gonna hate this bit.
As both Saiyans would then place one earring on opposite ears. This is it. This is where we make everything right.
Yeah, by bringing our family back. Don't forget that, Kakarot.
And in their final moments, the two express, yet again, some sort of disagreement. But ultimately it would mean little when the Potara would activate, and Goku and Vegeta would find themselves flung straight onto each other by the front of their torsos, leading to a vibrant flash of light not seen for a very long time. The hue of light, a distinct purple.
It feels so good to be back.
As finally, just as the Grand Kai had suggested, Ultra Ego Vegito would be born finally in this universe. And with that smug smirk, we've come to recognize even he would know instantly the new level of power he was now at, saying,
like this, I'm going to make that cat pay dearly. Him and his angel. Just you wait, Beerus.
And just like that, with those words said, Ultra Ego Vegito would power up, shoot into the sky of the endless expanse, and begin training like a madman, instinctively getting completely used to his body after all these years. Punches and kicks thrown at light speed incomparably to Goku and Vegeta.
I almost forgot about this trick.
As he would come to even use his infamous energy blade, known to some of us as the Godslayer blade. Training with extreme weight as he would do press-ups with single fingers, more kicks, more punches, and of course, a display of extreme energy blasts that almost destroy the pyramid itself. And like that, the remaining final years of the 10-year training arc would come to its end.
Yep, that'll do it.
The result being just like his counterparts earlier, a completely finished Vegito, flat on his back, completely exhausted, but his body ready to accomplish his mission. or at least the mission he thinks he's on, as he would let out with a grin.
It was long, but it was worth it. Chi-Chi, Bulma, I'm going to make sure they all pay for what they did, or I'll die trying, I promise. If I can't beat him with power like this, then this universe is broken, and I wouldn't want to be here anymore anyway. I better take a bath, have some food, and get ready for bed. Tomorrow, I'll be off for Beerus's head.
As Vegito would then begin getting up, his body aching, but moving fine until...
What's going on? My body, it froze.
But suddenly, before Vegito could make another move, he'd find his body completely unable to move. A feeling he'd never experienced before as a fusion.
We're not fighting Beerus! I told you that from the beginning, Kakarot!
But when we'd find ourselves within the mind of Vegito, an internal battle of wills would be on full show, and responsible for Vegito's lack of movement, as the prince would now stamp his foot down on their next goal after this, leaving Goku to just turn around in disbelief over what he was hearing. You're not being serious, are you, Vegeta? Where's your pride? How have I got more than you, and I'm supposed to be the softie? We've been training for 10 years. What for, if not for killing Beerus and Whis? What for, if we don't avenge our friends and family?
Pride. There's pride, and then there's being stupid. You'd think being 10 years older, you'd gain the maturity to learn that, Kakarot.
But an annoyed Vegeta would just respond,
We trained in here to survive, in case a situation like this arose again, that we'd put up a better fight next time. What we really need to do to avenge our family and friends isn't fight an unwinnable battle, but to bring them back. And I know a way how.
As mysteriously, Vegeta would then continue,
The reason I know this battle is unwinnable is because only I know what Beerus is truly capable of. You forget, as a child he would visit my father regularly to showcase his dominance. But it would be in these meetings I would hear of what they discussed. And I remember clearly him mentioning a set of Dragon Balls different to the ones we knew. Ones capable of granting any wish, even a wish to bring back those destroyed by Hakai.
Goku, hearing this, would actually bite and say, Okay, and where are these then? Do you know where? Must be a planet with Namekians. But Vegeta would respond,
No, I don't know where they are. These are said to be spread throughout the universe at least, not just one planet. We didn't gain only just power in here. Our speed is on another level as well. What would have taken us years before may only take us months now. We'll search the universe, and we'll bring Earth and everyone back. That is what we should do, Kakarot. You just have to believe me. We'd only be going to our deaths fighting Beerus now, or in 1,000,000 years.
So, you don't even know where these Dragon Balls are. And you don't even know if what you heard is true for sure. That's great, Vegeta. And while we go on this wild goose chase, that monster will just go on to destroy more planets and rip apart more families. All because you think he's too strong. Come to think of it, just like King Kai, you thought that about Frieza too. But at least you gave it a shot with him. Why not now?
Beerus is not Frieza! You need to stop making that comparison, clown. And if you don't remember, I did try, and I ended up dying. That's precisely why I'm saying we leave this silly tale of revenge behind. Until at least we bring back everyone first. Bring my Bulma back, my son, and I'll happily die after that. But until then, with me inside here, I won't be allowing this body to do anything without my consent.
And with that said, Goku would just stare forward, not saying a thing, almost like he was in deep thought, a rare sight for the Saiyan from Earth. Alright, you're the boss, Vegeta. Fine, we'll go find these special Dragon Balls of yours. I'm sure King Kai or someone can help us. But I'll hold you to fighting Beerus with me after. It's a deal. But tension would luckily be cut when Goku would out of nowhere return to his normal happy-go-lucky self.
I knew you'd come to your senses, Kakarot. It's a deal.
As clearly relieved, Vegeta would close his eyes and smile, promising,
when our families are back, I'll be first in line to give that cat a hiding, don't you worry. Now, let's get out of here. I need a break.
But Vegeta's calm demeanor would quickly come to an end when he'd be forced to open his eyes, his mind in complete disbelief as he would slowly look down and...
Kakarot!
As unbelievably, when Vegeta would look down, through his chest would be a singular bloody hand, and within it, the still pumping heart of the prince. It would seem, even within Vegeto's mind, the Saiyan was not safe, and especially not around the culprit who did this.
You... Kakarot! Why?
As in a shock twist, unlike for sure now the Goku we knew, the one to take Vegeta's life from behind would be the Saiyan from Earth, transformed into his ultra ego state, punishing the prince the second he would let his guard down, just like Vegeta did to Goku in the Buu saga, as Goku would then say, "For once, Vegeta, I think the name Kakarot may be right now. Why did I do this? That's clear. You don't align with my goal of revenge. There is a thing called Saiyan pride, and you've lost it while I have regained it. You know, when I came to Earth, I bumped my head. It's the reason I became the Goku you once knew. But in that fight with Beerus, that cat actually struck my head so hard, I think he brought the real me back. It's a shame you had to find out this way, but your power won't go wasted. Goodbye, Prince." As callously, without a hint of emotion, Goku, or should I say Kakarot, would then immediately remove his arm, heart still in hand. And just like that, no longer fighting on, Vegeta would fall, dead immediately as a trail of blood would leak out from his mouth. And Goku, just looking down, would comment, "All you had to do was do what was right. An eye for an eye. The old you would have understood. Too bad." And with this internal battle finished, back in the real world, Vegeta would stand quietly.
What's going on?
Until with a dazed voice, something would begin happening to the fused warrior, energy coming off of him, until his whole body would become energy itself, eventually creating a blinding light. And unbelievably out of it, Goku would emerge, the two earrings still on, but the Saiyan having taken charge, his face staring forward, just letting out mysteriously, "It's just as I thought. This is perfect. Vegeta's power is still mine." And looking around, he would elaborate, "Killing him inside Vegeta must have trapped him. He's alive in reality, but just not within this fusion anymore. Without his input or presence, Vegeta's body became mine and took on my appearance. But I still have the full power of our fusion, and there's one more thing to test." As Goku would then reach for his left earring, and unthinkably, he would remove it. But with nothing happening, no diffusion taking place, Goku would let out, "I knew it. With him trapped like this, the fusion won't even end now. Seems I just found a way to fuse with infinite warriors and maintain control. Just as long as I kill them as soon as they are within my mind. Thanks for the data, Prince." Before, with this dark and sadistic future now expressed, Goku would then place the spare earring in his pocket for later use. Now, time to get out of here. I have a god to kill. And a man of his word, Goku would indeed then leave the pyramid abruptly and alone, coming out in base, almost unrecognizable to his previous look, as standing before him would be an old man, blasting out music from a jukebox.
Hey, Goku! You're back already? I must have got carried away with the tunes. You haven't aged a day! How do you Saiyans do it?
But though the Grand Kai would initially be revealed in his new clothes, quite joyful, soon he would realize something was off, as he would question,
"Hey, hold on. Where's that shorter, angry-looking friend of yours? You forget about him?"
But Goku would just respond, "No, I haven't forgotten. I never would. He's still inside there, Grand Kai. He just can't ever help himself from trying to one-up me. So he'll be out once he's stronger. But for now, I need to know how to get to this person I want to kill." The Grand Kai would then reply nervously,
Okay. I guess this dude must be someone your instant transmission won't work with. So in that case, it depends who it is, Goku."
And with that, Goku would just say, "God of Destruction, Beerus."
I had a bad feeling it would be something like that.
And immediately on hearing this, the Grand Kai would tremble, his jukebox stereo inadvertently thrown in the air. But holding out his hand, he would continue. Well, lucky for you, Goku, I got what you need. You ever thought about how I had those angel-grade Potara? Well, the former angel who left them to me, he left me this too. As his hand would then flash and... Ha! See this? There's only one other of these in the whole universe. It's an angel staff, and with this, you'll be able to go wherever you ask. As surprisingly, the Grand Kai in all his high authority would have access to even one of these. And immediately, Goku would begin reaching out, grabbing onto it and saying, "Anywhere you say? So straight to Beerus then." As a cautious Grand Kai responds, "Wherever you want, dude. But just remember, I need these things back, including the earrings, Goku." With all smiles, Goku would lift up the staff saying, "Of course, Grand Kai. You know me. Now, staff, take me to Beerus!" And just like that, Goku would shoot off into the sky, like a pro, and like he was an angel himself in another life, or maybe another timeline. And it would be at this moment the scene would shift to the land of the destroyers, Beerus' home. But all his strength or not, his punch would be stopped right in its place when Son Goku would finally reunite with the destroyer Beerus and Angel Whis, perfectly in the middle of the two. As with a stare that could kill, grabbing tighter and tighter onto the god's fist, he would let out, "I've waited 10 years to see that face of yours again. 10 years to repay you for killing my wife and children. Enjoy your last moments, Beerus. Today, I become a god killer."
But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag 999k in the comments down below and let me know just how brutal Goku's revenge will be. Or just find out what happens right now on my Patreon, where you can see the full next video, fully voice acted, soundtracked and edited for you to enjoy with over 4,500 plus other fans, as well as getting access to 250 plus other fan mangas too. It's the deal of the century.